Greetings, this is Jeff from Enjoy Life Traveling. Today we are playing the Flaming Hot Pots. This is the Super Hot Mrs. Wong version, the Super Lantern. This is a high volatility game. This is not one that I typically play, but again, I'm trying to show a little bit of a variety. Now, if you're playing for points to try to get the free cruises, try to get free hotel stays, this is probably not the game for you. However, if you're looking for that big strike, the bigger payout, a chance at that, but a much higher volatility, a much bigger risk that you're going to get any of that, that's what you got here is something it's a little more of a long shot, but it's fun. And I just thought I'd show you something a little different here. We played this game again in Missouri in Boonville at the Isle of Capri. And that is a Caesars property. And as you probably noticed, we started out with $100 in the machine. So we'll see how this plays. When I get a bonus, I will try to just let the machine do its thing here so you can see that. And I will shut me up and turn up the volume so you can hear what's going on there, as long as the copyright stuff that may come up I can control so we can stay monetized on this channel. So a little bit of good news, if you have watched a few of the other things on this channel, the last time I put out a high volatility one, you could tell because it was a 10-minute video that things did not go well, and that was one of the Huff and Puff series of games. So this one here, at least I can see that it's a half an hour long video, so that means that it wasn't a complete waste like it was on the other one here. Come on, let's see if we can get that bonus here. Come on, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Teaser. All right, so just to give you a little idea, when you're playing this game, it's fairly important if you're trying to play it and for more than just the sake of having fun. If you're trying to hit those bigger jackpots, you're going to need a bigger bankroll, not $100. So keep that in mind if you're going to play this game, if you want to do it for any period of time. Unless you just get lucky and strike something early, there's a good chance here that you're going to run through quite a bit of money on really any one of the denominations, and it's going to take a while for you to have that hit that sort of brings you back. So most machines will give it to you, but you have to have enough bankroll to be able to get to that point to where it pays you back to get that, where they say the 90, 95 or 85 or whichever the machines are set at as far as their return to player. You know, one of the questions I get asked a lot is how do you know if a machine, what the volatility is of it? And there's a few different things that you can do. One of it is some of the manufacturers will actually put the volatility of the machines online. But the other thing you can do is to look at the pay table. And if you are looking at trying to get, if it's showing you that it's got this big jackpot and that's what it's featured, but it takes a very rare combination of things to get that, you're probably, along with the fact that you're not going to get the smaller hits that sort of keep you in the game, that's what I'm talking about. That's going to be a high volatility game right there. Now, if you find a game that you play that you really like and you think that's the one you want to do, oh, hey, hang on, we've got a bonus. Okay, well, that was a fun little win. Now, as you probably noticed there at the top when it was doing that, it spelled across those, each one of those was the grand. So if you can light up those peppers all the way across, it says grand, you get the grand. So fairly easy, fairly straightforward. And then, but to get those, you have to fill up that entire column, and that gives you each of the letters that's up there. Anyway, as I was saying, if you find a game that you really like, that you realize is a lower volatility, you can sometimes find something very similar from the same manufacturer that is just basically a different cabinet, some different graphics on it, but basically is the same game. So when I looked at games like I probably brought this one up before, but the Panda game is Wicked Wheel is very similar to any of the other Wicked Wheels, and even those are relatively similar to Press Your Luck. So to give you a little bit of an idea there, and that's how I found the Wicked Wheel, is I looked at it and I'm like, okay, this looks to me similar to how they do Press Your Luck, and I could tell it was the same manufacturer. It was a similar graphics layout as to how they did things, and so I tried the game out. I was on a ship, and I didn't at that time have internet access, so I couldn't look it up to check, but I played the game, and I was right. It played exactly the way I thought it was going to play. That lower volatility kept me playing for a long period of time. Got a lot of points playing that game, and when I got home, I just verified to make sure that I wasn't just a lucky session, and I looked it up, and per the manufacturer, it was rated a number 2 out of 5 as far as volatility, so 1 being the least volatile, 5 being the most volatile, and again, that's what the game turned out to be. Now, not all manufacturers put that out there, but a lot of them do, and you can use that to your advantage if you like that game and you know that it may not be on every cruise ship, or land casino for that matter. You can find out just by looking at the manufacturer what other games that they have, and you can kind of look for some similar features and see what's going to play like what. Same thing as you may have heard me talk about the Pure Gold versus the Pure Magic game, which is an Aristocrat game. Very similar, and it's really obvious. Once you see it, you go, okay, if they're side by side, it's like, oh, wow. But once you've played one, if you see the other one, you should be able to recognize that it's basically the same game. It's going to play the same. So, come on. Oh, I was hoping I was going to get a bonus there. Oh, well. I did want to ask you guys, normally I ask this later on in the video, but I'm going to ask it now. If you take the time, if you're enjoying these types of videos, if you would like, subscribe, comment, all those kind of things, it really makes a huge difference to the channel. It's those types of interactions that will allow YouTube to know that it's interesting to people, and then they'll show it to more people. So it isn't necessarily that they just stick it in front, but it's based on what your watch habits are, and once they see that people are watching this and liking it, they're going to put it out to more people that may like similar content. So what you guys do out there when you're watching these things, I realize that it can be a little bit of an inconvenience, but if you can take the time to, whether you're on your television, move up and hitting that like button, or you're on your computer, and certainly putting comments in there, very much appreciated. So again, and for all you that do that anyway, I know that I got a few that I can always just count on for that kind of thing. Thank you so much. It does mean a ton. All right, back to the game. So we are at about $55 now. Again, out of 100, but we've been playing it for 10 minutes, and we did see at least one kind of bounce back at $20. I'm kind of hoping that we will get the Super Lantern here pretty soon to show you that feature and how that plays out. Now it is, oh, here we go. Come on, one more. Give me one more. Come on. No. Doesn't everybody feel like that? Like, as always, I'm always trying to put information in here that is something that would be helpful rather than just the simple entertainment of watching the channel play. So one of the things I wanted to point out is that when you're going to a casino, you want to learn what that casino offers. So for some, for example, they will not give you drinks. Some of them will give you drinks that are your sodas and such. A lot of the land casinos will give you free soda. Not so much on the cruise ships. They've got the packages that they've pre-sold, and that is what it is. But again, find out what each one offers, because even with the ship casinos, there are ways to where, depending on what you're gambling, that you may be getting a chance to get free drinks. So on Royal Caribbean, for example, once you get to 2,500 points over their fiscal year, so it doesn't have to be in the one sailing, but at whatever point that you get it, you can stop playing at that point and go get a Prime sticker put on your card. And then when you go to the casino and go to the bar or one of the servers there, you can show them your card. They learn that you're Prime, and then you can get free drinks, whether they're alcohol or not. Come on, let's get this. There we go. We're going to get to see it. But yeah, you get a chance to earn some free drinks there. Hang on, I'll talk about that more in just a moment.
Super upgrade. Let's eat.
So as I was watching this video while I'm editing, I realized that because my wife's the one holding the camera and I'm pushing the button so we can try to make it as stable as possible. And I realized that she was really fixated on the next machine that was also had a bonus, but they were betting higher. So everything kind of just slid to one side on our game, and so she could catch a little bit of the other one. I don't know what she was thinking on that, but it was really obvious. So I apologize for that. All right, so as I was saying earlier, knowing what the casino offers can make a pretty big difference here. So a lot of land casinos will have soda machines, and either coffee will be out or coffee by request. But also, on some of them, they'll do alcohol. Some of them, you have to be playing certain games. They may not do it for playing slots. They may do it in the high limit room. They may not. They may do it if you're only playing on the tables. So knowing what is offered can save you some money. There's no sense in getting a drink before you sit down and play cards, if and buying that versus sitting down and playing cards and then getting the person that's waiting on the table, and they're going to do it potentially for free just by the fact that you're playing the table. So keep that in mind. Knowing what's going on in the casino, because they are different, can make a huge difference as far as your experience. And of course, the other thing I wanted to bring up, and I've brought this up in other videos, I think it's important, is to know what kind of a casino that you are in. So when you are in Vegas or you're even on a cruise ship, you're playing the Class 3 casino. And most of what you're going to see, even if you're looking online, most of it will be that Class 3. But there are Class 2, there are what they call bingo settings, horse racing settings. And if they're not horse racing, it's how the game is set up. So I will get to that in a moment. We're going to watch a bonus.
Just put a chili there. I don't even care if it's like 10 cents. Doesn't have to show. Just one time it has to show. Oh.
right, well, that was a nice little hit there. We'll take that. That helps us bring us back a bit, $38. Bring us up to, what, about 80, $90? Yeah, we'll do that. So at least on this session, this is playing, even though I know it's a higher volatility game, it is actually playing at this point like a medium or low to medium type volatility game, in that it's letting me bring myself back and not just take everything away, much like you saw in that other game I was speaking about earlier. Now that, again, that doesn't mean it couldn't happen on this machine as well, and that's why I say that sometimes you need to look deeper into the game. And just because you have a great session, don't necessarily make the assumption that that's how the game always is. And it's really easy to do that, particularly if you have that hand pay. You try a game out and you have a big hit or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go play that game again. And then, it doesn't play the same. A high volatility game is a high volatility game, and it's going to play that way. It's just always nice if you happen to be getting that session, just understand that that doesn't mean that that's the way the game just plays all the time. So if you hit something big, maybe go back when you get home, check it, find out what the volatility was. And if it's saying it's a high volatility, take it easy. If you're going to go back, don't just make the assumption that you're going to hit, because it's fun when you hit it, but all those other times that you don't, it's not as fun. Okay, back to what I was saying as far as the different types of machines. When I say like the bingo machines and all that, the same games are going to be there. So it doesn't mean that it's going to look any different. It's going to be a whole different set of games. It's the operating system and how it hits will play differently. And in some cases, you're not playing against the casino. You're actually playing against other players in the casino. So really, if you win, other people are losing to pay for that, so to speak. So a Class 2 casino, Indian casinos, those are actually not going to be regulated by the same body that you do with the casinos that are in Vegas. Those are by the National Indian Gaming Commission. So a whole different set of rules there and governing body. So know where you're playing at to make sure that you're in a good place, a safe place, a fair place. Because just beyond how the games play, having a little bit of a background as to the casino itself and what goes on, much like you could Google like a restaurant, you can do the same thing with casinos and find out if it's a place that you should be comfortable in playing at. So keep all those things in mind. I hope you find this information helpful and informative. And let's get back to the game. Hopefully we can get another bonus here. We've been going at it for about 24 minutes. And we've only seen a couple bonuses so far. I was kind of hoping to do a little bit more with it, but it is what it is. And again, we're going to play to probably 50 points in this game here. And I'll show you at the end so you can see that. While I'm on the subject of teaching here, keep in mind that, again, while this video is a half an hour, playing in the casino for a half an hour or an hour is not going to get you free hotel stays, betting the minimum bet. So when I go to the casino, I'm usually going to be there for several hours. If I'm on a cruise ship, it's going to be several days. And that's how I get the free cruises. I show that time in there playing. I'm able to get the points. I play lower volatility games. And that allows me to get to the points and get to the level to where they're comfortable in giving me those free cruise cabins. Now, because I'm betting the lower bets and I'm not going just crazy, typically I don't see a balcony offer. Now, if I've had a winning session, or and maybe I go longer because I've been winning, or if I make the mistake, which I've always talked about, having a budget, I make mistakes too. I will decide I'm going to go over budget, and sometimes that blows up in my face, and that's why I try to tell you, stick to a budget. It's really easy to get off track, but I don't want anybody to lose the house, so to speak. You don't want to ruin your marriage. You don't want to lose your house. Obviously, that sounds like common sense, but it's really easy to get wrapped up. And if you have a problem with that, there's no shame in it. You'd be better off not playing in the casino, and this is fun that you don't need to have. There's other fun out there, or play the games on your phone, and don't put the money in those, which you can do that very easily too. So keep that in mind and play responsibly. There's help out there, and you can actually sign up to not be allowed to play. So you can't get the card, and obviously there are moments of clarity, and if you have that moment of clarity and you put yourself on the list, you're not going to be allowed to play anymore. So when you do have that weakness and you try to get a card, it'll shut you down, and you can do that. I know that on Royal Caribbean, I've seen to where they will actually let you do that for 1 year rather than banning yourself for life, so you can kind of get a feel for where you're at and how you want to do things. Come on, let's get this. Come on, one bonus. Come on. So yeah, take it seriously. Things can get away from you, and have fun. We are coming up on about 26 minutes of the 30-minute video here, and I'm really hoping we'll sneak in another bonus. I think we've had, is it 1 or 2? I mean, it's not been a great session. However, it has brought me back and allowed me to play a little bit longer than what I had on that other game I was talking about. That said, I'm down to $34, and I'd really like to do a little more with it there. When I'm playing on a lower volatility game, I'm trying to play for several hours on $100, hopefully. Not always the case, but that's what I'm going for, is a lower volatility game to where I can rack up points, and the game will let me play for hours on end, so I can get more points without losing a crazy amount. That said, you probably can expect there's going to be plenty of days to where if you're getting $1 per point, that's not terrible. It probably seems it, because that's a lot of money. If you're trying to get 2,500 points, $1 a point, that's not good. But understand that putting yourself on certain machines in certain days and moving around to where if a game's not working for you, that you can cut bait on it and move on. That will make the big difference to let you play. Sometimes it's just not your day, and you got to go back at it another day. And that doesn't matter whether you're on a ship or you're on a land-based casino. Sometimes you just got to know when to say when. So we are sitting at $18 here. There's plenty of games that you've probably seen me play to where I've got money left, or I'm up money after playing for nearly an hour, and this one here has got me down to $15 now, and we haven't quite played a half an hour. So this is again not the type of game that I'm going to come back to. There are plenty of games that I've put out there and that you'll see going forward that are games that I'm going to go back to and play over and over and over. And because of that, because I can play for the points, because I can get the perks that I'm after. So on this game here, knowing that it's higher volatility, I'm glad I'm able to show you what the game's like, how it plays. But at the same time, I would tell you that if you are playing for, you're playing for those free cruises, you're playing for points, this is not the game for you. If you are trying to, hit a bigger jackpot and you have the bankroll, then yeah, go ahead and go for it if you like the game, if you like the way it plays. I haven't seen a whole lot of bonuses on this, so I don't know, again, from this one session where we're at, but it's not one that I would even necessarily consider, a lot of fun. Yes, when the things come up there and you're playing the bonus, sure, that's fun, but they're not coming up very often, and we are already almost out of money. Now I am going to show you when we're done here, assuming that I don't have a hit, that's going to bring me back a bit. I will show you how many points we ended up with. Again, this is based on $100 in. We are down to $1.16. One more spin left here, and no, not there. So 28 cents left. All right, let's see how many points that we got there based on $100 in and 28 cents left. Not a great session, and it equaled 41 points. So we paid $2 a point there. That's obviously not what you're looking for. But again, I played the game without the bankroll that I would normally suggest that you do. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this presentation, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.